Hey there. So, I am going to be watching the new video from Choice 42 and Lure, which is a new streaming service made by my friend Marcus, actually. And I'm actually going to be watching their new video that they just put out today, which is about abortion. That's kind of all I know about it. I know it's a cartoon. I know it has some pretty decent looking animation. I've seen a little trailer of it. But yeah, the Lure asked if some people would record videos of themselves reacting to it. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So I would say let's have fun doing this, but I don't think it's going to be very fun. I don't really know what to expect. I've heard this is awful, but necessary. That's all I can say for now. So, here we go.
I just arrived at work as the hospital's lead sonographer and was looking at the patient's schedule for the day when my boss told me to go immediately to the OR. The surgeon was requesting ultrasound guidance. That was all the information I was given. I had no idea what I was walking into. I wheeled the ultrasound machine into the OR. The patient was already sedated on the operating table. Plugging in the machine, I waited for instructions from the doctor. He barked at me to place the ultrasound probe on the patient's pelvis so he wouldn't perforate her uterus. Still confused about the procedure, I did as he asked and realized the woman was pregnant. She was in her second trimester, so I easily determined the gender of her baby, a little girl. Stunned, I watched the doctor thrust a catheter into the amniotic sac. The fetus dodged the catheter and tried to hide in the top of her mother's uterus to get away. In horror, I watched as he inserted a forceps clamp and grabbed her tiny leg. She writhed around in pain, trying to break free, but there was nowhere for her to go. Then the doctor pulled hard until her leg ripped away from her body. She recoiled and violently twisted around in pain and curled herself into a tight ball. But it was no use. The clamp grabbed her arm and she struggled to pull away. Her movements weakened now because she was dying. He pulled her arm off of her body.
Seriously.
My vision blurred. My eyes filled with tears. The child again curled herself into a tight ball, but again, the device grabbed her other leg and it was ripped from her body. By now, her heartbeat had slowed significantly, but she was still alive. The clamp grabbed her last limb and ripped it off. She wiggled, squirmed around, and then her heart finally stopped beating. I announced that there was no more cardiac activity. The nurse and scrub tech in the room gasped, realizing for the first time that this was happening to a fetus that was still alive. The remaining body parts, the head and torso, were removed. Placenta was removed, and a final look with ultrasound revealed all products of conception were removed. I was told I could leave the room. Up until that moment, I had been frozen. I silently removed the ultrasound machine from the operating room, went directly to the locker room, and threw up. I quit my job at that hospital shortly after. I told my boss I would never again participate in that type of procedure. I was having nightmares and could not escape the memory of what I had witnessed. I would never again assist in the murder of a child. It was over 20 years ago, but it's just as vivid in my mind today as the day it happened. The saddest part is that this procedure is still happening today. People have no idea we are murdering babies in this way. They think it isn't a person, that it's just a mass of tissue. I'm so sorry for what happened to this little girl. For what I did to her. I'm sorry, sweetheart. so sorry.
It's brutal. I don't know what to say. Halfway through, I thought of something that I was going to say, but it seemed to have slipped my mind. I mean, you know that's what happens, but there's something really intense about seeing it that way. I remember now. It was the part where he said all of the the products of conception were removed. It's just insane to use that terminology to describe a human. Thinking about my children as products of conception. It's just, no, they're human beings. They're people. They are living people. I think part of it is what makes this so brutal is the facial animation. I honestly, like, after 10 seconds, I wasn't even paying attention to the animation anymore. I'll have to watch it again. I don't want to right now, but the facial expressions of the girl. I mean, that's what does it. It's hard to say something like "good job." I saw someone else comment about saying, you know, I'm hesitant to say the animation is great or something like that, and I wasn't sure quite what they meant by that, but now I really understand what they mean. I don't want to call any part of that good. Yeah, so my wife has told me that she is not going to watch this video until maybe a year from now, because she's pregnant right now, and I don't blame her at all. She knows what this will do to her. And I definitely don't want her to watch it. There's a possibility I might show it to my 14-year-old, but definitely not to my younger kids. Yeah. Anyway, that's my honest reaction. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I can say it. Good job, Choice 42, and good job, Lure. Good job, Marcus, for... I mean, I know, really it's Laura Clausen and her team of animators and writers and stuff. They are the ones who had the freedom to do this, but it's Lure, the streaming service, Lure.tv, that is funding this and giving them the platform, the freedom to be able to do this. I am amazed that this is on YouTube. I know there's YouTube blocks gory stuff now. They didn't used to. I mean, this is beyond just gory stuff, right? Like, this isn't like watching Saw or a horror movie or something. Like, this is way different. Especially because it sounds like it's based on a true testimony. Yeah. Anyway. I don't have much else to say about it, so I guess that'll be about it. Anyway. Thanks for watching.